Hey guys, this is a little short haul that I got while I was on vacation after Heroes Con. My wife and son and I took a driving tour of the Northeast, so I was able to go to a couple of places in Massachusetts and Connecticut while we were up there. We visited some other shops, but didn't find anything that I really wanted or needed. So anyway, the first place I went to was Rubber Chicken Comics, and that was in Bellingham, Massachusetts. This store had been recommended by Lunch Money Comics. His real life name is Mike. You can find his videos on YouTube. He puts out some really good stuff. Nice guy. I actually met him at Heroes Con. So anyway, Rubber Chicken is a great store. I'll just go ahead and say that up front. When you first come in the door, they have 50-cent magazine boxes. And this is one of the ones that I pulled out of the 50-cent box. I kind of had to limit myself on what I picked up because we flew, and you know how that goes when you fly. They weigh everything and all of that jazz. So I had to be very selective as to what I picked. Rubber Chicken had some Sports Illustrated from the mid 70s to from about 1974 to 78, 79. Really good stuff. If I had had room for them, I would have probably bought a stack of about 20 of them. I mean, they were 50 cents a piece. But nonetheless, I didn't know this was the first stop we made, and I wasn't sure what I'd find at the other places, so I passed them up. Kind of regretted it at this point, but no big deal. Anyway, this is Savage Sword number 84. This is Heroes from the 9/11, the 9/11 issue they put out with the Alex Ross art and a lot of other really good art. Got this for $3. He had $3 boxes also right there at the door. I picked this one up. I mean, this one is in, if it's not mint, it's close. The only thing I really see is some scuffing right on the top right there. But this is Daredevil number 135. Paid, I think, $2 for this one. This is Superboy number 125. And I know I paid $3 for this one. Superboy number 240. It's in really good shape. All of the books that I saw that he had were in really good shape. Some of them just needed a little cleaning, which that wasn't his fault. But, I think this one could probably do with a little cleaning or press, just right in this area right here. He had some 50-cent boxes. So I picked up a couple of things. This was a Batman Prelude to the Wedding Part 2, Nightwing vs. Hush. And I also picked up Dark Crisis number 1. This, to me, was for 50 cents. This is Marvel Premiere, I believe, number 24. Yeah, it's a remaindered copy, but it's an early Iron Fist, so very happy to pick that up. I got these next couple from there too. These are 50 cents. This is Ever After number 3, number 5, and number 8. If you're ever in the Bellingham, Massachusetts area, please go by and check this guy out. I told him that we had specifically come by his shop because he'd been recommended by Lunch Money, and he gave us. My son picked up a couple things too. He gave us 20% off. No, excuse me, 15% off. He gave us 15% off. So what I thought I paid was not really what I paid. I actually paid less than that. So very happy to pick that stuff up. The next place we went to that I found some stuff it's called the Book Barn Main Street. They have book barns all over Niantic, Connecticut. But the one that's Main Street is the one where they have all the comic books, manga, graphic novels, anything to do with comics, omnibus, you name it. Anyway, huge store in Niantic, Connecticut, about Book Barn Main Street. They have all their comics are 50 cents a piece. So again, I had to kind of limit myself. They had a ton of manga and graphic novels, trade paperbacks, omnibus, but their comics are very limited. Anyway, got Fables number 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, number 110, and I got Fairest, number 33. Like I said, their comic selection was fairly limited. Now, if you were going and you were looking for, graphic novels, manga, trade paperbacks, omnibus, the bigger books, you would have a lot to go through. I was trying again to limit what I bought because I didn't know what I was going to find at the next place, because you always anticipate the next place is going to have the big stuff. But anyway, you see, that was the extent of pretty much what I got. That was the extent of what I got. But anyway, but I was happy to get what I did get, those Fables issues. I don't have the trade paperback with those issues collected in it, so that allowed me to get that storyline. The Daredevil was one that I needed, that I actually was looking for at Heroes Con, but didn't find. So for whatever reason. But again, that was Book Barn, Main Street in Niantic, Connecticut, and Rubber Chicken Comics in Bellingham, Massachusetts. I've been kind of thinking about this for a little while, and I know a lot of guys, their channels are a lot of speculation and high price books and things like that, which that's cool, that's fine. People are in the hobby for different reasons. I'm in the hobby because I like to read the stories. I like the stories. I like the mythology behind it. All of that. I like to read. So, I've been thinking about this because I searched the cheap bins. I think I'm going to start a little thing called Cheap Bin Classics. And these are books that I got for $1 a piece or less. First one I'm going to feature two on this video. I'm not going to feature but one on the other ones. Is Brave and the Bold number 31 from March 2010. This teams up the Atom and the Joker. This is a really cool story. Really cool. Without revealing too much, the Joker is dying from some kind of poisoning or something, and this scientist has come up with a cure. And it's a 50-50 chance that the Joker will survive. But it has to be implanted, and the only person who can do it, as you can guess, is the Atom. Well, there's a moral crisis presented in the story because the Atom realizes that if this is successful, that he will have given the Joker another opportunity at life, and the Joker is never going to be cured. So the moral crisis is presented, and what goes forward from there, this is just a really cool story. If you haven't read this and you see this in a cheap bin, $1 or less, I'm not telling you to spend, more than $1 for it. If you can find it for $1 or less, pick it up and read it. It's just a really good story. The art is good, and the ending is really cool. Really cool. It's an unexpected ending, and that's all I'm going to say. This one I did pick up for $1 last year at Heroes Con. I'm just getting around to reading it. This is the Shadow number 11 from July of, I think, 1974. The Shadow, as you can see on the cover, meets the Avenger. Well, I like old pulp heroes to start with. And these two, as far as I know, and some of you out there who are really into pulp heroes may correct me. If I'm wrong, then I apologize. But as far as I know, this is the first meeting between these two. If it's not the first meeting between the two, then it's the first meeting in comic books. But nonetheless, this is just a really, really cool issue. You got two old 1930s pulp heroes who are trying to stop on the surface what looks like a very mundane gun smuggling ring. And this is during the Second World War. This one's set in the early 40s, during the Second World War. It doesn't really indicate whether this is before or after Pearl Harbor, but nonetheless, the war's going on, and they're trying to stop this gun smuggling ring, and they end up at loggerheads with each other because the Shadow wants to take care of it one way, and the Avenger wants to take care of it another way. But it turns out to be something a lot bigger than just smuggling guns. That's all I'm going to say. If you find it in a cheap bin, by all means, pick this up. And I'm going to conclude it right here. This has been Cheap Bin Classics Volume 1. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.